Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
So create metrics organization. It's simple only. Here no staffing model, nothing is there. Automatically, the subtype will be selected as metrics. Make the visibility as you need. It depends what visibility you need. But yes, every time we are selecting everyone only. Mostly I've seen everyone only. You want to give the owner? Just change it now. Jacqueline is the owner. And then the availability date. Once you click on, for example, I'm going to create it. And did you notice something for the metrics organization? Can anyone highlight it? What's the difference between the supervisory organization creation and metrics organization creation? Location is not being asked. There are multiple fees that are not being asked. For example, the organization assignment's nothing. It's simple because it's a dotted line. But when I've clicked on the create metrics organization, did you notice something weird or something that was taken care when we were creating supervisory organization? Didn't ask for reorganization. Absolutely correct. So yes, during the metrics organization, it doesn't require a reorganization event. Always remember, it doesn't contain a hierarchy. It didn't contain any kind of, or it doesn't require any reorganization event. Always remember it. So that's the thing that you can just simply tell it to your interviewer whenever he's asking about. So if you tell these 3 to 4 points, he will be sure that yes, if needed, you can work on metrics organization as well. That's more than enough if you are saying these points. So now I have created, it's simple only. Subtype visibility, click on. Now, for example, I have told you that someone is going to work. He's already working in India locations. For example, I can say that from Bangalore location he's working in India. Now he's on Hong Kong location. So what we are going to do is we are going to go to the organization and then we are going to assign metrics member. So once you click on this, which effective date you want to assign, I will click on. Now we haven't hired any worker. In the system, we are just on the basic parts. We are just having all those prerequisites getting collected for the hiring of the worker. So yes, once you hire a worker, once a worker is in the organization or he's existing, you can simply search for that worker and then position his position and then click on submit. So the worker will be included in the metrics organization that we have created. And there is a go to the related action, go to the organization, and then here you can see that remove metrics. Member is there. So whenever you are going to assign metrics member and then remove metrics member. So this is how you are going to create the metrics. Now is this matrix organization is clear to you? And Jita, if we would like to add more than one member for this matrix, so we have to click on related action in from the organization. We would be adding the members. Yes. You can go ahead and assign the matrix members. Go to the organization and as many members as you want, you can assign it. But there can be three persons that can go from India to Hong Kong and they can work on that particular project. So anyhow, if you want, you can include any number of members here in the matrix. But now here comes the question, who are they going to report in that case? So that Hong Kong manager needs to be the metrics manager of this metrics organization. So always remember whenever you are creating any metrics organization, so all these two workers are lying here only. They don't have any manager now to be reported or to whom they will be reporting. So here you are going to assign metrics manager. So whosoever the manager who's going to approve their all expenses, so every day they are going to report it. It means he or she needs to be updated as a metrics manager. Always remember, the metrics manager here will be, for example, John. I'm going to appoint John as the metrics manager, but he also have one supervisory organization that he's already managing in Hong Kong. So he will be the manager of that supervisory organization as well. And he is also going to be the metrics manager because metrics manager means he's only for short time duration. He can be removed as well or someone else can be the metrics manager. So always remember that we have to, if you're creating any metrics organization, you have to assign the metrics manager as well. So I hope that metrics organization topic is clear to you. So metrics organization is like, for example, there's a special training that needs to be given for about 10 people. So you create a metrics organization and then you add people, add a manager who's also a part of the supervisory group. And then for that, we can use that as a metrics organization part. I didn't get you. A metrics organization is created when a training has to be done from different departments where around it's for 20 people from different departments come. So a metrics organization is created. Then people are added, a metrics manager is also added so that the training can be concluded for about 5 or 10 days and then it can be deleted also. Is that? Usually we don't delete. See, in any RPE system it is not recommended to delete anything. If you want, you can go ahead and delete it if it allows you, but it is in it's Workday, whether it's a SAP or anything. Never ever use this delete word. It's always inactivated. So if you don't want anything in the system, just inactivate it with the effective data you want. There is no delete word, never ever. A good consultant uses a delete word. Whether it's any RP system, SAP or ACL or people software anything. Always inactivation is needed. Plus, it's not like if I'm taking a training and you guys are working in different and then different supervisor and then it's only metrics. Organization means if any kind of approvals that needs to be done from my end. It's not like I'm going through a training and you all are belonging to different locations and then we are going to create a metrics organization. No, metrics organization is always created whenever any kind of approvals that is needed, whether it's related to expense or your time entries or anything, or your absence, anything. Any kind of approvals that, for a particular time being, needs to be taken care by a different manager. No, yes. Any kind of approvals that needs to be taken care by different managers for a short time of period or for time being, you can say that. Always remember employees can only belong to only one organization at a time. So if you are assigning any organization or any employee here in the metrics organization, then he'll be moved from his original supervisor organization to the metrics organization. Then I hope that metrics organization topic is clear. So it's just for your F. Yeah, I have one doubt. Does this metrics organization has a location also? Because if suppose you are giving that example of Hong Kong, and if the system will grow, go and cross-check that whether John belongs to Hong Kong, then only this metrics organization. No. We are going to assign the managers here. It's not going to have any location. We have seen that when I was creating the metrics organization, there was no location asked. So what you're going to do is you are simply going to, it's irrespective of the location. So you're simply going to assign a manager. There can be some persons who are going to work under the manager for that particular time of period from different locations. For example, someone will be from USA, someone will be from India, someone can come from UK, and they're working on a same project in Hong Kong. So we are going to assign only members here. Members can have different locations. And any value or anything like that John has to be there in the supervisory system or any system is fine. Nothing. It has to be in the tenant. It was department also like what you are talking about. Yes. He has to be in the system. That's it. That member should be available for the inclusion in the metrics organization. In the supervisory hierarchy you are talking about, not in the company. Yes, he should be there in the supervisory organization. See anything, any member that is in the supervisory organization, definitely that supervisory organization will have a company. So if that supervisory organization is having a company, so all those members in that particular supervisory organization will reflect under the company as well. The members of the company as well. You are going to hire it and employees under the supervisory organization, but those employees will automatically reflect under the members tab of the company as well. Look at the broader picture, big picture. It will be various companies. Yes? If I'm sending somebody from India to given an example, like from USA, UK, India, but it's a company like a different organization, different companies, but it comes under the supervisory hierarchy. Then also it's like yes. So we are done with the metrics. So it's just for your FYI for your interview questions. Note it down somewhere if you want. And then comes up the next topic. That's going to be the custom organizations. The word itself have a picture to you, have a clear picture for you that custom organizations. Sometimes what happens is customer will say that no, I don't want the organizations, I want some different organization. I want to group the employers based on their capabilities, based on the industry grouping. So that Workday doesn't deliver it. There is no organization type that is being delivered for industry grouping, or it's going to be based on the capability grouping. So what? They will say that I want to create a custom organization. Create a custom organization for me. Client or customer can come up and say that at any particular moment of time, whether you are working in an implementation or in a maintenance project, they can come up and have the requirement for the custom organizations. So usually they will give you all the requirements, like I want to create this industry groupings and what's going to be the subtypes or what's going to be the type. And so in your interview, it can be asked that whether you have created any custom organizations. Your answer should be yes. I have created. So once my customer has told me that I want this, is going to be your answer. So once my customer has told me, client has told me that I want a custom organization that needs to be created for industry grouping. So they will simply ask you what are the steps that you have followed for creating the custom organization. That's going to be the second question. So you can simply tell that the number one step, just note it down, the steps that are needed to be in order. You are going to create the custom organization. Number one step, maintain organization subtype. You are not directly going to create the custom organization at the start. Before that, there are three predicates that you are going to create. So number one, I'm again repeating number one is maintain organization subtype. Then number two, maintain organization type. Number two, maintain organization type. Number three, you are going to maintain assignable roles. What all roles that needs to be defined or who is going to own that particular organization. So number three, maintain assignable roles. And then comes number four, create custom organization. At last, you are going to create custom organization. So there are four steps. I will give you the first step. Number one, maintain organization type. Number two, maintain organization type. Number three, maintain assignable roles. And then the last step. At the last number four, you are going to create custom organization. So this is I'm going to give you as a homework. It's simple and straightforward. You will open those tasks, maintain organization subtype, maintain organization type, then maintain assignable roles and create custom organization. You can create any custom organization you want. It's not like that this is something that is needed hard-coded or that is required by the customer, but it's just for your fixie, for your interview question. You should know the steps because sometimes what happens is it directly comes to your mind. The evil aspect we interview last that what is the custom organization? It means how you have created that custom organization. So immediately what answers comes up in our mind is create custom organization. No, there itself will catch you that you don't know how to create the custom organization. So the moment he asks you that how you have created the custom organizations, your answer should be there are four steps. First, we are going to maintain the subtype, then we are going to maintain the type. Third, we are going to assign the role maintain assignable role. Then number four, we are going to create the custom organization. With these four steps, if you have answered him or her, you are through with the custom organization. So it's simple and straightforward. For example, it's going to be the same like supervisory organization is an organization type. Location is going to be an organization type. Similarly, that cost center company, all these are organization types. Similarly, if you're going to create the industry group as a custom organization, you're going to create industry group. Then you will get a task name as create industry group. So it's simple. Organization type, custom organization type. So this should be your answer. These four steps should be your answer. Now I hope that this is clear to you on this particular topic of custom organization as well. And then moving to the last topic related to the organization types and hierarchies. That's going to be the important question, and they can ask you, believe me, they can ask you many questions regarding this topic, that is staffing model. They will just modify their portion or they will just mold their portion. You won't get it. That and then, oh, I know this answer, but somehow I got it wrong. So for that, you need to be very clear about the staffing model. So we have seen that when we were creating the staffing model supervisory organization, we have seen that while creating that staffing model was a mandatory field, we have only two options now for the staffing model. One is position management. Second is job management staffing model. So basically, staffing model determines the level at which we are going to set the staffing limits and controls how we are going to set the hiring restrictions. So that's why before hiring any employee, we are setting up the base model. We can say base for them for the hiring. So look at the ERP system, how ERP system is being handled. You know that we are from past 4 days. We are just making the base before we can hire the employee. So these many things that needs to be included in the system if there are going to be 75,000 employees. If there is a big client like 70 plus, in our IT language we say that if the population of the client or the strength or the active employees of the client is more than 70 plus 70k plus. So in that scenario, we call that client as diamond client. So if you are working for diamond client, now you come to know that how much configuration you need to do. Now we are just creating one or two supervising organizations. We are just creating one or two hierarchies for the supervisory organization. But just imagine the big picture when you are going to work for 70k plus employees. You are going to implement Workday for 70k plus employees. So that's why there comes a staffing model over staffing model concept. So it's mandatory field. We have seen that, and before hiring any employees for position management, we have to create the positions. Always remember, before hiring any employee, we have to create the position, and in job management, we have to set the hiring restrictions. Always remember. Again, I'm going to write it down because this is an important part. So position management, because multiple questions can be asked in your interview based on the staffing model, because it's the so before hiring you have to create position. And job management. Before hiring you have to set hiring restrictions. Once you have created a position and you have hired an employee, so that position will be available again to be filled when you have terminated that employee. Otherwise, that position will be occupied. That's self-understood. If you have hired an employee in a position, that means that position won't be available further for the hiring. But with job management, this is not the case. Here, we are simply going to hire once we have set the hiring restrictions. We are simply going to hire it based on the job profiles that we have created or job restrictions that we have set up. So just note down some key features of the position management and job management, and then I will show you how you're going to create the positions. So in the position management, an open position is required in order to hire. In position management, an open position is required to hire, and in job management, we don't need any position to be created in order to hire. No position is needed in job management. The difference between a position and a job management is a position is you're creating a position, a company, so that in a supervisory organization, everything, whether it's position or hiring restrictions or person is going to hire, everything will be created under supervisory organization. So you're creating a position under supervisory organization so that people can be hired. So for job management, how can you define a job management? We are going to set the hiring restriction based on the job profile. I will show you once we are done with this theoretical part. I will show you in the tenant. So position will remain open until it is manually closed. And in job management, there is no limits on the jobs that needs to be created. Now positions can be moved between organizations using the same staffing model, but in job management automatically once we are performing the hire, positions will be created behind the scenes, and during the hire close, during the termination, automatically in the job management it will be closed. The system will directly automatically create the position under the job management staffing model, and once the employee is terminated, it will be closed. Now, as based on this, which one you feel is more flexible in nature? Can anyone tell me? Job management. We can create. Yes, correct. We can hire a number of employees based on the job management, position management model. And position management is the restricted one because we are going to create restricted positions based on the opening available for that particular client. So is it like a position management is mostly for a top level requirement, as in like if you're looking out for any, manager level kind of profile. So I want position management. I think job management may be a campus hiring and position management may be a lateral hiring based on the requirements. It's not like that. It entirely depends upon the client. If they come up and say that for this particular supervisory organization, like for automation, we can say that we only need 10 specific positions to be created. We don't want to go ahead with the job management staffing model. We are not going to hire a number of employees. We want to be specific for the automation supervisory organization. So in that case, we are going to create the position. The customer himself will come up and say that. And if they come up and say that no, we are going to follow up. Usually, I have seen job management staffing model. That is that customers usually use because they are not sure. Somehow in the future, if for after 5 to 6 months, they are saying that again we are going to create the positions or again something like that. So usually everyone will prefer job management because it's more flexible and all, but it's not constrained, it's not limited. One. So that's why it's. Can you give an example of a job management? I will show you in the tenant itself. Job management. Usually everyone uses job management. If you're talking about the definition part job management, for example, we can say that they have created a job requisition based on HR manager. We can say that our job profile is HR manager. So now in that HR manager they are going to they can hire a number of people in their organizations. For example, if there is a small organization, that organization will come up say that they are just holding 20 to 25k employees. They will come up and say that we only want 2 to 3 HR managers in our organization to create specific positions for them. We only want to hire 3 HR managers. So in that case, we are going to create the positions. Usually position management request doesn't come. We are in. As far as I have seen the clients that I have worked for, they are using job management staffing model only. Ankit, is there a distinction between job management and position management where the cost center code is different, or what is a distinguisher? See the main distinguisher I have told. In position management, you are going to create positions. In job management, you are not going to create the position, you are going to set the hiring restrictions. That's it. The main difference is this one. What can be the hiring restrictions, Ankit? We are going to see in the tenant based on the position or based on the location. We can say that based on the employee type, we are going to look into the system. Now the one thing that I have already told you, that you can only move workers from position management to position management and then job management to job management. Always remember, you're only going to move the workers from position management to position management and job management to job management. Staffing model only. But there can be cases when you want to move the workers from the position to job and job to position, vice versa. That can happen. If there is such case, then you are going to use the task as change job. A change. Always remember, whenever there is a requirement that you want to move the worker from one staffing model to different staffing model, then you are going to use the change job task where you can see the change of. For example, I want to move Jacqueline from she's what's her staffing model. How can I check? Can anyone guide me? Tell me an easy way to check it quickly. Where is the staffing model maintained? Under hierarchy. Unmode. It's maintained under the hierarchy supervisory organization. Immediately open her supervisory organization and go to the staffing. And you will see that it's a position management. She is working for a supervisory organization, that is position management. Now we are going back. I know that it's position management. So I will quickly go to the actions, and then if I'm an HR, she's not going to change her job. She's not going to change the staffing model until and unless she has the authority to do that. But usually employees cannot change. Usually employees cannot do this. So what they're going to do is some HR or someone else will going to be see here. I don't have that access to change the staffing model. So from here you are going to job change. You will get that transfer promote. If you have the authority, you will get the transfer or promote option. When you click on that, then only you can move her to the, we can say that to the position, to the job management, to the different staffing model. You can move the employees as well. So this is the task that you're going to move the employees to a different staffing model. Always remember, only from the move workers task, you are going to move within the same staffing model. But whenever you want to move to the different staffing model, you are going to use the task change job. Always remember this particular thing. Now what happens? Somehow you have created a supervisory organization. So what will happen if you want to change the staffing model at any moment of time? I have created a position management and I want to change it to the job management staffing model. So, yes, I can change the staffing model till the time for example, for the position management, I can change the staffing model from position management to job management till the time I haven't created any position under my supervisory organization. Always remember, I can change the staffing model. It's for position management. till the time I haven't created any position under my super. Super. I'm going to use an abbreviation for supervisory organization. So going forward, I will be using super abbreviation. So always remember, this can be an interview question. So that's what I was telling you. I will be just taking the interview question in between itself when I'm dealing with the topics. So it would be easy for you as well. At the end, I will be consolidating all the things. Some things can be missed. So topic by topic wise, I will just take up the interview questions as well. That can be asked in your interviews. So yes, they can ask you when you can change the story. I have hired an employee. They will frame a scenario for you. For example, they will say that my client has means everything is set up and I have also hired the employee in my supervisory organizations. And my staffing model is position management staffing model. Now suddenly my client came up and said that no, I don't want this position. Management staffing model. This is something wrong that you have created. So I want that to be job management. So can you go ahead and change that staffing model? So what do you suggest at that time? This can be your interview question. So your straightforward answer is, since the employees are already hired, since the positions are already created, it's not employees are hired. Since the positions are already created within my supervisory organization, in that case, I cannot change my staffing model. I will go back to my client and tell them, if you want, I can go ahead and inactivate this position, this staffing model, and then I can create a new supervisory organization with the same name. And then I'm going to include all those members or hire those members in my new supervisory organization. This is going to be your answer. They will frame a simple story and it will look like it's a very big question that they have asked. You will get confused. They will just frame some background or case story or any question. And it's going to be a simple, straightforward answer. So till that time, you haven't created any position. It's not about hiring as well. I'm again telling you, to that time I haven't created any position under my supervisory organization. I can change the staffing model. But once I have created a position, then I cannot change my staffing model from position to job. Now coming to the job management. Same question can be asked for a job management staffing model as well. What you're going to say, I can change the staffing model to the time I haven't set up any hiring restriction. So this is going to be your answer. They can frame stories on simple lines. This is only a small concept, but you have seen that how they have molded the portion based on a case. They have made a case story. I have a doubt over here. Who said that in the position management, we can change the staffing model only till the time that we have not created any position? So the example that you have showed of Jacqueline, as of now there, as she is already under HR service department and we are able to change it. The staffing model we will be able to change. No, we cannot change it because position leave hiring apart. Hiring will be done once the positions are created, after positions are created. So leave the hiring part as well. Once the position they have created, the positions you are not going to, you cannot change the staffing model. So now also you cannot change the staffing model. But someone would be able to do that. No one can do it. It's not. It's not at all allowed in the Workday. If you have created the positions, once the positions are created, hiring is something different. Hiring will be done after that only. Once you have created the position, no one can change the staffing model. The only solution that you are going to provide to the client is, if this is done wrong, go ahead. If you have done something wrong, for example, what you are going to do is what I would suggest it. If, for example, I have done something wrong, it's not client that has communicated or client has come up. If I have done something wrong, what I will do is I will myself will go ahead and change the name of the supervisory organization to something else, test or something else. And then I will inactivate this wrong supervisory organization because you cannot delete it. So I'm going to inactivate the supervisory organization. And then again, I'm going to create a new supervisory organization with the same name, because you cannot create two supervisory organizations with the same name. So that's why I will first change the name and then I will inactivate it and then I will create new supervisory organization. So change and transfer is altogether two different things here. What we saw previously was transfer. From transfer, we can do, we can't change. Yes, we cannot change it. Transfer means we are moving the workers. That time we were talking about moving the workers from one staffing model to the different staffing model. But here what I am talking about is we are talking about the changing of the staffing model itself. This position management to job management. Here what we are discussing is that change or move workers means we are going to move these members. For example, we are going to move this Jacqueline from this position management, or we are going to move others from this position management to a new supervisory organization. And the second topic that we have discussed is we are going to edit the staffing model. Change the staffing model. This is how they are framing the questions and interviews. Topics and concepts remain the same, but they will just frame a case story over their simple lines whenever they are going through the interviews. I have one doubt. If you suppose inactivate all the positions which has been created by you, still it will not allow you to change the staffing model. No, because you have created the positions. Positions are there. You have utilized what I can say in layman language or common languages. You have utilized that staffing model. So it won't authorize you to change it. If I inactivate all the position or close all the positions, still it will not allow me. Yes, because there exist positions. Whether it's going to be under the unavailable you have seen. Jacqueline, there is an unavailable tab. So positions will be there, whether it's closed or unavailable or inactivated. One positions are there for that supervisory organizations. So now this is going to be my position management. Now I'm going to create the positions. I will go to staffing. Automatically, whenever that particular task comes to your mind, create position or set hiring restrictions directly. That means you are going to set it for the staffing. You are going for the staffing. You are doing staffing for that particular supervisory organization. So that's how I used to remember the task. I can say that. So we are going on staffing and then click on create position. Can't we search? Create position in the search bar. Yes, you can search, but again it will ask you for the supervisory organization. So what I prefer is, if I want to create a position, I know that I have to create a position for this particular task means for this particular supervisory organization. So I will directly go to the related action instead of searching the supervisory organizations and all. So now you can mention any position, request reason. What's going to be the I'm going to be create position? It's not a mandatory field. Always remember, the mandatory fields are the red asterisk mark 1. So I'm just going to create a news project. What is a job posting title you want to give it? I'm going to give it as a manager, HR manager. And then how many positions I want to create for HR manager? It depends upon the client. When you are working for a client, they will give you a workbook Excel sheet. That workbook is a kind of Excel sheet. They will give you an Excel sheet that will have all the details, how many positions you have to create for this particular posting model. So whenever you are sitting under the designing part, discovery, there are 4 parts we are going to delete it at the end implementation project. So whenever you are sitting or whenever you are having sessions with the client under the designing part, so in that they want some experienced consultants to be there so that they can question back the requirements. For example, if anything is missing up, if you don't know, they have mentioned in the workbook that you have to create at least 10 positions for HR manager or you have to create 20 positions for HR. We can say that for HR administrator. So they have simply mentioned this in the configuration book. So if as a good consultant, he or she can go ahead and ask what are the availability date that you want or the earliest hired rate that because you, the Workday consultant, knows that yes, we should have that availability and earliest high days as a mandatory fee. So that is much needed. So you are going to question back to the client and say that what's going to be the availability date or earliest high date. Now, what are the job restrictions that client wants to point it out? I'm going to create 2 positions and then the room on 1900. I'm going to get the max date I can. Now coming back to this hiring restrictions here for the position that you're hiring. Restrictions means what all restrictions you want to put it when you are going to hire an employee. For example, which job family the employee you want to be get hired. So I can only hire employers whether there is any job family existing or not. I can only hire employee when the employee belongs to this job family. I can only hire employee when the employee belongs to this job profile. So if we are mentioning anything, then only employers can be hired. If they are going to get hired on this job family or this job profile, or I can put a restrictions on the location. I can only hire employers who are hired in Atlanta. I cannot hire employee if I put Atlanta as a location under the hiring restrictions of that particular position. So for these 2 positions, I can only hire employers who are going to get hired under the location Atlanta. If I haven't mentioned it, you can hire employees from any location, at any locations on this position. So time type, I'm going to mention it as full-time. So only full-time employees. I'm going to hire no part-time employees. I can hire on this position. Now, what's going to be the worker? Whether it's going to be the contingent worker or an employee. So I'm going to select this. So now I have set up these 3 hiring restrictions. You can see that location should be Atlanta. Only employees on the Atlanta can be hired. Time type is full-time and then only employee, no contingent workers. I can hire on these 2 positions that I'm going to create it. Now also, while creating the position, you can also select no job restrictions. I'm not going to put job restrictions on this. I can hire employees from any location, from any time type, or any worker. I can hire contingent worker as well on this position. So now I'm going to put no job restrictions. I can hire employees with no restrictions on these two positions. I mentioned the positions that only 2 positions will be created. I'm going to submit it. So once I submit it, I've created the positions. You can see here 2 positions are automatically created. And someone has asked me earlier that how we are going to assign the number. Or the number here automatically worked as created some unique numbers. So these 2 positions I have created just now. No job restrictions. If I would have selected in job restrictions on any location, or like I have shown you the employee type or something like that, it would have reflected here. So this is how, and the positions that we have created will get reflected over the staffing model under the staffing tab of your supervisory organization. Now I will show you if now I will do it. What are these job restrictions? Job restrictions. We are putting some restrictions over the position. Where job restrictions? So that's what I'm putting restrictions. For example, earlier I've shown you when I was creating the position. I've shown you that if I mentioned any specific location when I was creating the position, that means I'm restricting that particular hiring or the employees that are going to be hired. So that means job restrictions. I'm putting some restrictions on the job of that particular employee. No one can be hired beyond Atlanta location. If I'm putting any location, if I'm putting employees as a type of full-time, I'm not going to have part-time employees. Now, I haven't put any kind of job restrictions on the information. I can hire anyone in this position. Thank you. And Ankit, the one that you have showed regarding the job, family and job. That is a separate topic. We are going to create the job family as well on Monday. Next class, we are going to create job profiler, job, family and everything. So now, if I have created the positions, you have seen it. Now, if I want to change the staffing model, I cannot change the staffing model. So here you can see that I don't have that edit staffing model option or task reflected. So this is how we have created the position for the position management staffing model. Now coming back to my executive department, what's the staffing model? It's automatically inherited because the superior one is having the position management. So now what I will do is I will go ahead and change the staffing model to the job management because I haven't created any position for this particular staffing model. See here under the organization tab, I can see that edit staffing model task. Earlier for my corporation department, when I created the position, I was not able to see this edit staffing model because after creating the positions, we are not authorized. We cannot change the staffing model as already discussed. So now I'm going to change the staffing model for my executive department. I'm going to change it from position to job management and click on. Means save done means you are confirming the changes. Now you can see that for my executive department, the staffing model is job management. Now what's I'm going to create for my job management staffing model? Can anyone tell me? and where we are going to do that. Where we are going to navigate now. If we want to create something for job management, can anyone recall it from the position management staffing model? What? Where we have gone? Staffing only. Always remember anytime you're going to do anything related to the staffing. Staffing means hiring. You're going to staff your employees. We're going to organize your employees. So we are going to go to the staffing. I think that is not enabled for us. It's going to be organization because here we are going to do it for the organization staffing. We are going to create the positions. No organization and then set hiring restrictions for job management. I have a question. So since initially you said we cannot change a staffing model, you have to create a new one. But since there's the option there now to edit, does it or is it only editable under that title? See, we can. Only that's what I have written as well. We can only edit the staffing model before hiring, before creating any positions. See, I can change the staffing model till the time I haven't created any position under my supervisory organization. And for job management, I can change the staffing model till the time I haven't set up any hiring restrictions. So you have seen that. I have changed. I haven't performed any action on my executive department. So no positions, no hiring restrictions has been created for this one. I have simply gone to the related actions and I have changed my staffing model. Even now also, I can change it because I haven't taken any action on my staffing model. See here I will go it. Even now also I can see that edit staffing model option. Edit staffing model is there because I haven't taken any action. I haven't created any positions. I haven't set up any hiring restrictions. So now, since this is job management, I'm going to set the hiring restrictions. Always remember for position management, we are going to create the positions, and for the job management, we are going to set up the hiring restrictions. So now, simply you can give the hiring restrictions. And I also want to show it. I'm not going to this. I'm not going to give this options, this particular reason 0, 100 and 1900. I'm going to give the availability date. This is something that you can always ask back from you. Same here, you are going to set the hiring restrictions. And do you notice that it hasn't asked us for the posting, job posting title, nor the how many positions you want to create, because we can hire n number of employees. It's not restricted. It's the same. You want to set the hiring restrictions over the locations, time type, a worker type, anything you want. Here I'm going to select the no job restrictions. If you set any hiring restrictions, restrictions means hiring, restrictions means you are restricting the hire. That it can only be hired on based on specific input that we have given while creating the restrictions. As of now, I'm making it fully available. I'm going to set the hiring restrictions fully available. My job is a hiring restriction, so no job restrictions, and I will click on submit. But Ankita, I want this page to be there. So in position management, in the position when you selected the hiring restrictions, we cannot change it to the job. Then you have selected the hiring restrictions means position management. You have to hire in restrictions now and then you have selected no job restrictions. The same position management, you have done the same thing. You haven't restricted. The only restriction, yes, it depends. If we selected any restrictions, if we have selected restrictions in the position management, can we start to? Can we change it to job management or no? But yes, for CEO, I want that CEO should belong only for the Atlanta. So I'm going to create a position specific to CEO in the similar manner. Staffing create position and then CEO. And then I'm going to set the job restrictions there. That it should be from the Atlanta. And I think the screen got refreshed and I will create it quickly and then post that we can. I have one question. So job restriction can be in terms of salary also, anything like? No, it can be the terms that are mentioned here. There is no salary part. Means in terms of location it can be and in terms of salary means we cannot mention anything like. See salary. Once we are doing that compensation part salary we are going to touch base and it is automatically linked with the worker that you are going to hire. Once you are doing the hiring, the salary will be there. In your offer letter, whenever you are going to join some new company, you are getting a salary. From where it is getting reflected over there. Somewhere you are going to default that salary, that here comes the compensation in picture. So we will go step by step. That's what I'm telling. Don't try to jump here and there. See, here we are going step by step. So now, here you have seen that under the staffing, no position has been created. It's only hiring restriction that we have set up. So we are going to hire the employer based on the hiring restrictions. Now these restrictions, I can hire any employer. I haven't set any hiring restrictions. I can hire a number of employees. Simply, I will go to the hiring. We will deal it once we are done with the business process as well. Simply, we'll go to the hire and we will hire the employer. But in positions, we will hire the employee directly on the positions. That's the restriction, that's the limitations. Here you can see that I will go each and every position and I will hire it from there. So that's the difference. Job management is widely used and it's the most flexible one, but position management is not flexible. It's highly restricted based on the positions that you have created. You have seen the difference here. We can see that how many positions you are going to create. But here we have simply created a job that we are going to hire and we will simply click on hire and we are going to hire the employees. It's not any position. Positions once the employee will be hired under the members tab. Under that, positions will be automatically created by Workday. Some numbers will be allotted to the employees. It will be automatically created. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.